more! Forget the plan! Stay if you want to! I'm going, now! Goodbye!
Damn. He really about to rock my shit.
Horrible dads in anime. And to start off something calm, we're starting off with Goku. Now you might be asking yourself, is Goku really a bad dad? And to that I say, maybe? I mean, let's not ignore the fact that literally in the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, he legit tries to save his son from his evil brother. But at the same time, when he's pulling shit like this...
Krillin, still got one of those senzu beans? Let me have one, okay?
Yeah? Oh, sure.
Thank you.
It kinda makes you question as to what the hell this man's actually doing as a father. And before you say the reason why Goku gave Cell that senzu beam was to awaken Gohan's full potential, I already know that. But to still willingly stand by and let your son get pummeled by this green cockroach is low-key kind of insane. Not just that, but he actively knew his son wasn't into fighting, but still decided to put him up against Cell anyway. Like, come on bro, even as the viewers watching this, you have to admit that this was low-key kind of a bad father moment for Goku. But hey though, back to the question that was asked before it, is Goku a bad dad? And to that answer, it's obviously no. But does he know what the hell he's doing as a father? Fuck no. So yeah, there's my answer. Alright, next up we got Gene Freaks. And do I really even have to say anything? The man is obviously a deadbeat father. Like, this man gave zero fucks about his own son Gun. Like, his 12-year-old son literally traveled around the whole world, endangering his life countless amount of times in order just to find his pops. And when this man Gene finally had the opportunity to meet his son, who, keep in mind, was almost like a few more minutes away from being dead, he purposely doesn't come to his son simply because his son didn't directly ask for him. Like, Gene, do you not see the current condition your son is in? Of course he's not gonna directly ask for you. The boy is literally in a goddamn coma. Like, this dude just deadass doesn't want to see his own son. Crazy. But if we're talking about Gun's dad, then we might as well go ahead and talk about Killoo's dad, because Killoo's dad is arguably 10 times worse than Gun's dad. Yeah, you heard me right. Sylvia Zoldyck is way worse than Gene when it comes to being a dad, because the main difference between Sylvia and Gene is that Gene is a deadbeat father. Sylvia, on the other hand, is an abusive father. So you can kinda see the difference, I'm hoping. I mean, both are bad parents, but we obviously know which one is worse. For crying out loud, Sylvia literally tortured Killoo at a very young age. This guy poisoned, electrocuted, and even dislocated his own son's joints, just for his son to become a stone cold killer. Not only does he abuse Killua, but he also manipulates him too. Literally the only reason why he let his son go and travel around the world with his friend Gun was because he knew he was eventually just gonna betray his best friend and return back home, that way he could become the heir to the Zoldyck family. Like, that's low-key mad manipulative as fuck, I won't lie. But yeah, Gene and Sylvia are both terrible father figures. Now the next person who we gotta talk about is obviously Sanji's dad, Vinsmoke Judge. Now I'm gonna be real with y'all, I low-key don't fuck with Sanji because this man always be moving hella weird sometimes.
I don't like where this is going. Stop! Stop! No.
But even though I don't really mess with Sanji like that, I have to admit, this guy had a shitty ass childhood. And it all stems from the fact that this man has the worst dad in One Piece history. Because his dad, Vinsmoke, literally genetically modified his kids to become borderline sociopathic super soldiers. And when he found out that one of his children ended up not becoming this genetically engineered weapon for mass destruction, aka Sanji, he immediately decided the best course of action was to lock his son up in this dark ass cage. And after Sanji was imprisoned, he was actually going through it, bro. Not only was he getting neglected by his father, but sometimes his siblings would just straight up unprovoked beat the living shit out of this kid. Like, damn, they don't gotta do him like that. But after Sanji somehow manages to escape his own jail cell, he tries to get these keys, that way he can escape from his home, and his dad sees this and is like,
okay.
Like, this man did not give a single flying fuck. In fact, he legit disowned Sanji in this scene and told him to never rep the family name ever again. And you wanna know something ironic from him doing this shit? Later in a few years, when this man Sanji's a fully grown man, and is officially a part of the Straw Hat crew, he deadass has the audacity to come back to Sanji and tell him to rejoin the family and to forcefully marry one of Big Mom's kids. Like, huh? My guy, you literally just said you wanted to do absolutely nothing with this man. Now you want his ass back? Like, I would absolutely be baffled if I was Sanji in this situation. Like, this is honestly just ridiculous. But anyways, I don't want to talk about Vinsmoke Judge anymore because I've obviously made my case clear that this dude is a shitty ass father. Alright, now the next bad father we got is Endeavor. And Endeavor is a very interesting case because the reason why he's a terrible father is frankly because he's just hella lame. You see, the whole reason why he even decided to have kids in the first place was because since his ass couldn't surpass All Might and become the #1 hero, he decided to push that shit onto his kids. And well, we obviously know how that shit went. Yo, generally this shit is crazy. He is literally abusing his own kids due to the fact that his ass couldn't be #1. Like, that's actually wild. He couldn't be the best, so he decided the second best option was to abuse his sons so that way they could become the best. Like, deadass, this might be the lamest reason for beating your own kids, because his ass couldn't lock in and secure that #1 hero spot for himself. And hey, not only is he a bad dad, but he's also a shitty husband too, because he mentally fucked up his wife so bad that it literally eventually led her to burning her own son's face. And Todoroki, bro, don't even get me started on Todoroki. Literally during the first half of the series, he decided not to use his fire powers because it would remind him of his dad. Like, I really don't know why the series tried to give this man a redemption arc. Like, this motherfucker is just hella lame. But let me stop talking about this fraud and go on to the next and final bad father in anime. And that would obviously be Shao Tucker, because this motherfucker has got to be the worst dad in anime history. Because what he did was just straight up horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Full Metal Alchemist deadass had us fooled for like half of the episode. Because at first this guy seems like a good father that could do absolutely no harm to his kid. Until that is, it's eventually revealed that he experimented on his daughter and fused her with a literal fucking pet dog. Yeah, you heard me right. Gang literally tried to force his daughter to hit the fusion dance with their dog, and it ended up coming out like this shit. And hey, I can't lie, but guys, every time I see this image, I just deadass start feeling uncomfortable. No wonder why Edward crashed out like this, because who in their right mind, especially as a father, would do this type of shit? Like, I'm telling y'all, Shao Tucker was on a different type of timing. But anyways, those are all the horrible and awful anime dads that I gotta talk about. Like, share, subscribe, and comment down below any other trash anime dads that I missed in this video. With that being said, peace.